And welcome to this week's School Talk. My name is Niamh and I am a speech and language therapist with Evelina London's Children and Young People Community Speech and Language Therapy Services. This week we are going to be talking about supporting your child to build vocabulary and develop basic concepts in their everyday routines. And I will also be sharing a tip of the week. So today's session is mainly directed towards children in EYFS, however it could also be used with some children in Key Stage 1. If you're looking for videos for children in other age groups, please have a look at our page as you can view videos that have been previously posted and there should be a good range of different ages on offer. So we will be discussing today vocabulary that you can use with your child in everyday routines, such as going to the park and bath time. You don't really need any resources necessarily for this video. I'll be using a visual timetable that I've made myself, but all you really need to do is listen and start thinking of ways that you can start implementing these strategies in your everyday routines also. So I'm going to be using a visual timetable that I've just made at home using some pen and paper. And basically it's just to help you and your child understand what's coming next, and it's just quite a nice way to support their understanding visually. So we have started our hello, and now we can get going with our tip of the week. So our tip of the week this week is to choose an activity that is motivating for your child. And this is in order to maximise their attention and their listening, but it also promotes learning of new vocabulary and concepts in the context that you're discussing. So we do this to really engage your child, choose something that's really motivating for them, and it'll enhance their kind of engagement and participation in what you're discussing. So next we have how to support your child in their everyday routines. So in terms of everyday routines, we've chosen going to the park because this can be a really nice activity to bring in some new vocabulary, discuss basic concepts, and engage your child into something that might be quite motivating already for them. So when you think about going to the park, there's lots of opportunities, and we'll just discuss a few of them today, but you might think of some more that you could also use. For instance, open and close. When entering the park, it might be a really nice time to say, look, the park gates are open. And also later on when you're leaving that evening, look, the park gates are closing, or the park gates will be closed. So it's quite a nice way to discuss the concept of open and close when you're walking in, and you can discuss about the park gates being open and closed. We also have the opportunity of discussing on and under. So for example, when your child is climbing the climbing frame, you can say, well done, I can see you're on the climbing frame. Let's try go under. So this is quite a nice opportunity to discuss the concepts of on and under and kind of develop your child's understanding while also participating in the action. So that's quite helpful. Another one is first and last. So this can be quite a nice one if you are waiting in a queue for the slide or waiting for ice cream, and you can support your child by saying things like, good waiting, the other boy is first and we will be next. Or you could also say, you know, if you're last in the queue, we are last in the queue, so we need to be patient and do some good waiting. So it could be quite a nice opportunity to discuss that first and last concept also. Another one could be up and down, and you can highlight this kind of concept when the child is using the slide or the seesaw to accompany the gesture. So well done, up, up, up you go, or also ready to come down now, ready, steady, go. So using something like that, there's also plenty of action verbs that you can use throughout your trip to the park. And you can demonstrate these, such as running, jumping, sliding, climbing, and you can label these as you go. In terms of play equipment, we know that we're surrounded by lots of play equipment when we're at the park, and use this as an opportunity to label them as you pass them, point them out, the slide, the seesaw, I see the climbing frame. So it can also be a really nice opportunity to just point out and label some vocab that you're surrounded about when you're at the park. So that's the first routine that we're going to discuss. The next one is bath time. And bath time is a really nice opportunity to support your child also with their vocabulary and to help their understanding of those basic concepts. So Some examples might include, looking around at bath time and sharing some names with your child. Soap, bubbles, shampoo, show them the object and then provide them with the word. And this supports their understanding as they will see and hear the name of the object. So it's kind of that multi-sensory approach as well. And there's some like quite nice basic concepts as well. At bath time, you could think about, full and empty, so watching the bath fill and also watching it empty, hot and cold, so when discussing the temperature of the water in the bath, it can be quite a nice time to kind of discuss the difference between hot and cold, on and off. So you can use these words when you're getting dressed and undressed, on and off. But also wet and dry and comparing wet towels to dry towels, so kind of the concept of the difference between both. We also have a great opportunity to name some body vocabulary during bath time and try and reinforcing the names of body parts when drying off after bath time. And you could also maybe have an opportunity to sing head, shoulders, knees and toes if singing and songs are a motivating thing for your child. So there's lots of opportunity in both routines, and this can be transferred over to snack time, your morning time routine, or anything that you like to do routinely with your child. But hopefully it's given you some kind of ideas and strategies that you can do to really bring in that vocabulary to support their learning and their development of those basic concepts. So let's have a look at our visual timetable. We have done our hello, we have talked about our tip of the week, we have spoken about supporting your child during going to the park and also at bath time. And last, we just have our summary. So I hope you've enjoyed really the kind of ideas, how you can support your child in those everyday routines. Try a go at making a visual timetable just with some paper and pen. It's really, really simple and it can just really help your child understanding the routines of their day. And this can just really be roughly done. It doesn't have to have specific times, but just to help develop that and introduce a bit of a routine into your day-to-day. If you have any questions or queries, please have a look at the information on our website. You might be able to find that some of your questions are answered there, especially in the advice and support section. But also you can have lots of information on our Facebook page. If you can't find the answer for a question, you can email us and someone can get back to you. And our contact details are available on both our website and our Facebook page. So thank you for joining us for this week's School Talk. We will be posting another video next Wednesday, and this one you can rewatch at any stage. So thank you for joining and see you next week. Thank you.